Hey guys! Okay, in this video I wanted to turn around and just talk a little bit about being an animal lover. There we go, so I just got it on the bigger screen. Yeah, this video is going to be a bit of a ramble and a bit quick, but I wanted to just quickly, sometimes you get people out there and they're just like, oh, I love my pets and everything like that, and I'm not, before I go any further, I don't want anyone to think that I'm criticising anybody for not loving their pets as much, or they should be loving their pets as more, you know what I'm getting at. But anyway, I love animals. My favourite animals are dogs, and I love snakes, I love rats. I love all animals. I don't really have any favourites, but the specific ones, if I could have a pet, would be that type of pet. It's probably going to sound really bad coming from a witchy Wicca pagan person. I hate spiders. I'm sorry. I read in a book the other day that I can't remember. I think as if spiders are really associated in the witchy world for something. I don't know what it is. If anyone knows, please let me know. Comment below. I read it in a book. I think it was called Wikipedia, that book. Probably get it off like Amazon or eBay or something like that. But yeah, I mean, we have 2 dogs and 4 cats. My dogs' names are Bonnie and Jack. Bonnie was, there was a farm down the road. They had puppies. We had Bonnie, my dog, well, our dog, and my grandparents had her brothers, which turned out to be called Toby and Pip. They are blue male border collies. And then we've got Jack, who is a tricoloured border collie. Bonnie she had the perfect life. She got brought up on mashed potatoes, so every time we have mashed potatoes, she's like, oh, come on, give me some. And she does the whole puppy dog eyes, and it's terrible, but yeah. Anyway, if anyone wants to know what my dogs look like, you will find them in... If anyone's on my Facebook, you will find them in the Stonehenge album on my pictures. But yeah, so, Jack, completely different story. Oh my god. He was found... My mum, because once we had Bonnie for about 2 years, we decided to get another dog to keep her company. And we went to a farm and they were selling puppies. But still. And we decided to go and have a look. So when we went there, we were looking at these puppies, and then all of a sudden my mum could hear this scratching noise in the background and like whimpering. So she was like, okay, what's in there? And the farmer guy was like, oh, you don't need to look at him, he's the mutt, he's just, he's useless, doesn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. So my mum was like, oh, well, we'll look at him. And he was like, oh, no, puppy's for sale, you don't have to look about him. So my mum kind of went a bit mad and was like, right, I want to look at this dog. Anyway, if anyone is like very emotional, gets upset easily, please don't listen to this now, okay? Please don't, I'm warning you, because it upset the hell out of me when I saw it, let alone heard about it. So I'll give you a couple of seconds to pause, stop, walk away, fast forward, whatever. I will be like, if you pause me, so you can't, if you just turn the volume down, I'll just do this when I finish talking about it, okay? So, here goes. This is pause time. Okay. So anyway, they got the dog out, and he was kept in a coal shed, with a lovely, fashionable chain round his neck, in a... You can't really see very much in this picture. It was bigger than my arm's length, and I look at this picture. So, but yeah, real tiny conditions. In his own, if you get what I'm talking about there. It was just awful. He was so nervous of absolutely everything. He was such a handsome dog. He was beautiful. Anyway, Mum was like, yep, this is the one we'll have, blah, blah, blah. So I can do this now, because I've finished talking about the bad bits. So anyway, we got him home, we gave him a bath, and he loved the bath. He would just literally sit there and stick his legs in the air and be like, love me, love me, love me. and he's just gorgeous, little stud. And he's so loving. And you know, when we first got home, you know, you couldn't put the Hoover on, you couldn't make any noise, you couldn't bang anything, you couldn't shout, or otherwise he'd just wet himself and get really scared. So you know, once we got him home and everything else had passed, he's the most lovable dog ever. I mean, he thinks that my other dog Bonnie is like a sheep because he just keeps rounding her all the time. He has no idea, and when he runs, he doesn't know where he's going. So the amount of times he's like run into a bush or run into a tree or one of us, it's crazy. Bonnie, if she was human, she would be a prima ballerina with bleach blonde hair. She'd probably be a cheerleader, and yeah, just kind of one of those types that's just like, oh. But yeah, she's really funny. Like when she first saw snow, or when it snows here, it's not like terrible because we're in the UK, but we get quite a bit out where I live. And when she puts her paws on the snow, she's like, what is this? My paws are wet. But then the second you start chucking snowballs around, she's absolutely loving it. She's rolling around in it, and it's the initial sort of, ooh, it's wet and cold. So yeah, that's Jack and Bonnie. We have 4 cats. We have Thomas, who's my big black stud. I love him. He's absolutely amazing. He is my technical familiar. He doesn't come in my room when I'm doing my magical stuff, but he's the only one. I'm the only one who will like cuddle him without him struggling to get away and screeching like a banshee. Then you've got Bertie. No, Bertie was the same. Bertie was actually kidnapped. We catnapped him because his owners were just like being really horrible to him, so we sort of just crept up, picked him up, walked off. Happy kitty. You know, someone's probably going to be like, oh my god, I can't believe you stole somebody's cat. But this woman was like, horrible. Really. And he had cat flu as well, and he's got really bad sinuses, and she named him Mr. Snuffles. For God's sake, I mean, you need a bunny rabbit, Mr. Snuffles, because they make that sort of like snorting sound, I think. I don't know. But anyway, he's now absolutely amazing. He's like King Tut in the family. You know, we have to buy, like, in the UK we've got like Felix cat food, like As Good As It Looks. I don't know whether you get that over in America or wherever you're from, but that's what we get, and it's about £5 something a box. So we get 2 of those, 1 meat selection, 1 ocean fish, and then we have to get completely different cat food for Bertie because he won't eat it because he's a fussy sod. But we love him anyway. Next, you've got Poppy. Now, Poppy's like... Sorry, I didn't say what Bertie was. He's like a rough-haired tabby sort of thing. Poppy is she's like a silver tabby, but she's more of a golden colour. Now, Poppy is... If she was human, she would be big. She'd have a big body, but it would be one of those... Like, you know, sometimes you see a big girl, but she's not fat. She's just... Oh, she's got like... What's the word? Like a voluptuous body. She's, you know, it's big, but it's sexy, if that's kind of thing. You know, she's got lots of curves and lots to love and things like that. So that would be Poppy. But she would be one of these type of girls that looks at themselves in the mirror all the time and constantly checking that their hair is okay and doing their makeup. And if like one hair is out of line, like strand of hair is out of line, the world's going to end. Because that's the kind of girl Poppy is. But she's lovely. She's amazing. And then you have, last but not least, we have Lily, who we actually caught. Well, actually, all of the cats that we've caught, minus Bertie, well, including Bertie actually, were all strays. They weren't domesticated, you couldn't touch them. They would run away from you a lot. They were just wild. You know, we caught them in big cat traps from the Cats Protection League and domesticated them, and now they're absolutely amazing. But Lily is just, oh my god. When we first had her, she is so neurotic. It's absolutely crazy. She'd like climb up the curtains and drag her claws down. She knocked over one of my mum's really, really expensive vases that was from an antique shop, so I don't get that too well. She's just absolutely mad, and she is such a talker. She squeaks and squeaks and squeaks. and squeaks. And even if you ignore her, she continues to squeak and squeak and squeak and squeak. So, but she's so sweet. And we call her nickname is actually Eyes, because she's jet black. But if any of you guys have ever seen a mole or a vole, the vole is like little thing, it's about that big, nose to tail. Kind of got a nose like a mole, but it's not a mole, if that makes any sense. And then if you guys have seen a mole, which is about yay big, like chubby little things, tiny little tail, long noses, lives under the ground, little mole things. They're really like velvety, their fur. Lily's exactly the same, and when she closes her eyes or when she's in her basket, she's got like a little, I don't know, I think it was something that came with like magazines and stuff, but we turned it into a cat bed. And it's black all inside, and when she lies in it and she looks up at you, you can only see her eyes, so we just nicknamed her Eyes. So yes, that's my cats, and my dogs, and my animals. But I'm just genuinely, and I'm a genuine animal lover. I absolutely love them. If when we keep our cats in a pen, this sounds really bad, but it's not, because before we made the pen, we had 7 cats, and apart from one who had to be put down because she had cancer, the rest of them got killed on the road outside, because my bedroom faces the front garden, and behind the front garden is the main road. Now, the people that drive around here, considering it is like a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit through the village, they decided to, people think that it's good to drag, a raggy car through the village because, it's the in thing to do. Well, anyway, most of our cats that we've actually lost, we've lost on the road. And this is probably going to sound really odd to some people, but to us it's not, it's normal. We would mourn an animal like we mourn a human. It takes us weeks and weeks and weeks to get over it, and it's never any easier. Doesn't matter how long you've had them, it just doesn't matter. We decided to build them a pen. Now this pen is huge. It's not tiny, it's massive. It's like half the size of my back garden. And it has a kids' Wendy house, which my parents bought for them. And Lily loves to go in there, she likes to lie on the top of the sun and sun herself. It's got like different levels for them to play on. It's got things that, catnip hanging from bits of string. It's got bark, it's got grass, it's got gravel, it's got paving stones. It's got everything. And then there's a little run about this big that runs from the pen to the cat flap into the kitchen, so they can come and go as they please. We have to mow the grass and everything else, from just to stop anything from getting a bit icky. But yeah, so we did that because we love our animals, and in fairness to it, they have lived years longer than what anyone would expect them to if they were on the main road. Some people would probably sit there and watch this and be like, oh my god, I can't believe she's done that, I'm calling the Protection League and I'm going to turn around and report them, but I can guarantee you it's kept them alive a lot longer than what they would have if they're playing on the main road. So, that's just, if it keeps them alive, what do you do? Really? I'm against the hunt. Yes, I know everyone's probably sat there going, oh my god, she's against the hunt, kill her now. But do you know what? I don't care. I've been in trouble so many times. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, I've been in trouble a couple of times because of the fact that I remember I was walking our dogs down the lane once, and the hunt came past. I saw exactly which direction the fox went. I wasn't going to tell him. I was like, yeah, went that way, go get it, and then they were like, oh, I hope you're not lying to us and all of that, and I was like, no, I'm not, I'm innocent, I'm sweet and cute, and I was tiny, I was about 7 at the time. My mum was like, oh my god, you can't do that. You'll have you up. So I don't care if they have me everywhere. I'm against it. I'm against badger culling. I'm just against all types of animals. Really, I hate the animal adverts you see on TV, and it's like, oh my god, please don't, don't turn around and show them. I know people need to know, but it just breaks our hearts every time we have to watch it. Also, just in case anyone has an idea to do this, please don't. If anyone's like, you can get these petitions on Facebook, it's like, oh, sign this petition to stop badger culling or fox hunting or any type of animal abuse. Please don't send them to me, and please don't completely fill my wall with them, because as much as I go to, we protect all animals. If we, oh god, I do apologise, pardon me. If we see an animal on the road, we stop. If we see a cat running up the road, we stop. If, God forbid, and thankfully we haven't had to do this in ages, if there is a dead animal on the road, we constantly carry plastic bags and rubber gloves in the back of our cars. And we pick it up, put it in the bag. Either pop it in the hedge, or we've been known to bring it home and dig a little grave in the garden on the field and pop it in. Yeah, everyone probably will sit there and be like, oh, gross, okay, that's a step too far for an animal lover, but it's just the way we are. About maybe a year ago, we literally came around the corner and some asshole had just hit a pheasant, and its mate was running across the road. It didn't know why it wouldn't get up. It was squeaking at it, and it was absolutely heartbreaking. And this poor pheasant was still alive. So me and my mum leapt out of the car. I ripped my jacket off, wrapped the pheasant in the jacket, picked it up, we took it to the vet. Sadly, it didn't make it. But we tried. At least we didn't leave it there, or we didn't stick it in the hedge for somebody to, for it to die a painful, cold, sad death alone. Thankfully, the vets did all they could to try and mend his beak, but it was terrible, really. But it's just the way we are. It's what we do. We've rescued squirrels. We had a squirrel that we rescued who was stunned, so we brought it home and we put it in one of our sort of caged cat carriers that we take our cats to the vets in, and we kept him in the shed, feeding it constantly, 24 hours a day, watching it, keeping an eye on it until he recovered. We named him Cyril the squirrel, and then we let him go down the bottom of our garden in the woods. And about a year later, whether it was the same squirrel or not, I don't know, but we kind of like to think it is. We saw him, or it, with another squirrel, and we were hoping that was his mate, and we'd made a little family, and that's how we like to think about it. What else we saved? We saved a homing pigeon as well, which I think we called it Percy. Proper original names, right? But my grandparents saved the pigeon, and it stayed with us for nearly a year. It was crazy. We fed him bird feed, and he hung around, and then all of a sudden he came one day. He'd sit on my shoulder. He stayed with us for a couple of hours, and then he flew off, and we never saw him again. Which was nice that he stopped with us for a couple of hours as if to say goodbye and say thanks for everything and everything, so that was good. I don't know. Can't think of much else to say. Yeah, I can't think of much else to say now. I've run out of animals. I've obviously we've looked after loads of friends' pets and stuff like that once they've gone on holiday. Most of us dogs and stuff. Though we did look after a parrot once, and a rat named Rosie, who do you remember those little polo shirts you wore when you were a kid that had the little white collar you'd wear to primary school and had the little pocket by here? She used to sit in your pocket with a bit of cheese or something like that, which was really and she'd sit there, she'd poke her little head out, and she'd be looking around, and she'd be eating her cheese, and it was crazy. She was lovely. I've never looked after any snakes, which is sad because I love snakes. We recently went to West Midlands Safari Park, which was absolutely awesome, and they had they're like a reptile house there, and they had some beautiful, beautiful reptiles there. And they had, I don't know, but I think they had a bloody anaconda in it. It was massive, and I mean, it's not, you got your pythons that grow quite big, but this thing was massive. I mean, his body was like this big. It was huge. So I do have pictures, so if anybody wants to see it, comment below, and I'll try and post some pictures on Facebook. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how you post the link below that has your Facebook attached to it. I'm going to try it when I upload this video, and hopefully it will work. If not, somebody please comment and I will give you my email address, and you can hopefully email me the instructions. Probably it's really like bog standardly like obvious what you do, but I'm a bit dull when it comes to Facebook. I'm just like, upload your video and that's it, that's all I do. I can't edit videos, I don't know how to make introductions like Alice's, like, oh my god, that's amazing. And Flora's Fearless Fridays videos are just the introduction, the music, it gets you going, like, it's like, oh yeah, it sort of gets you up and think, yeah, I want to be fearless, I want to get going, and everything else, but I'm going off topic again. So, yeah, that's me for this video. God knows how long it's going to take to upload, so better get going, stop nattering and start uploading. But, yeah, if anybody else is a animal lover, has some pets that they want to talk about and they want to share, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and post a video response, because I would really, really like that. I think that'd be amazing to figure out see what other people's pets are and what they've got and stuff like that. Because I know a friend of mine has a bearded dragon. I think that's what it's called. It's about yay long, gorgeous, absolutely beautiful lizard. But yeah, I would be interested to find out what other people's pets are, and if anyone's got some unusual ones, please feel free to like video it whilst you're posting up the video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please like, tell your friends about my videos, please, and post a video response if you can. Okay, see you soon, guys.